Hello, Internet. I am Chet Siegel, and today I'm going to give you my book report on Mike Tyson's new book, Undisputed Truth. So before reading this book, I didn't know very much about Mike Tyson. I knew that he was one of the best boxers of all time. I knew that he had a face tattoo. I knew that he'd been to prison for raping some girl. And I knew that he loved pigeons, and that's about it. Oh, and I knew that he bit that guy's ear off. He spends a lot of time in this book saying that he did not rape Desiree Washington. In fact, that's like the first thing he says at the beginning of the book. There's a prologue, a 10-page prologue, before his life story even begins, where he talks about all the ways in which he did not rape Desiree Washington. On count one, I sentence you to 10 years, she said. Fucking bitch, I mumbled under my breath. On count two, I sentence you to 10 years. Don King and my friends in the courtroom audibly gasped. That count was for using my fingers. 5 years for each finger. On count three, I sentence you to 10 years. That was for using my tongue. For 20 minutes. It was probably a world record, the longest cunnilingus performed during a rape. His life was very, very sad. Very poor kid, lived in Brownsville, really rough neighborhood. He was constantly getting evicted. His mother would fuck different kinds of men in order to keep a roof over their heads. He stopped going to school around age 7. One of my favorite passages in the book is when Mike Tyson talks about his relationship with his brother, Eddie. I fought with him a lot, but it was just typical brother stuff. Except for the day that I cut him with a razor. He even slept in the same bed as his mother until age 15. In fact, one time, his mom had sex while Mike was in the bed. While Mike was in the bed, like inches from him, his mother had sex with a man. So they started turning out my pockets, but I didn't have anything. Then they said, "Where are you going? Do you want to fly with us?" "What's that?" I said. And that's when Mike Tyson met the pigeons. I never really understood how this pigeon thing worked, but here is how the pigeon thing works. It's kind of like marbles, but with pigeons. Everybody's got a certain number of pigeons that they keep. Everybody releases them at the same time, and then whatever pigeons you ultimately are able to catch become yours. There are many shocking things in this book. Number one, pretty much, he was on coke all the fucking time. He would walk around with a brick of coke as his personal stash. He fought on coke. He used a fake dick. Not just like some other guy's urine, but a fake dick to pass drug tests. He called it a whizzer. He put a fake dick, put pee inside the fake dick, and that's how he did his drug tests. That's insane and kind of brilliant. Fun fact, Mike Tyson was on antibiotics for syphilis when he won his very first heavyweight champ title when he was 20 years old. He also talks a lot about the Holyfield ear-biting incident. Apparently, Holyfield kept headbutting him over and over again. The ref didn't do anything about it. So Tyson got really dazed and confused, and finally, he just fucking snapped and bit his ear off. It was like, yeah, you take that. They actually found that piece after the fight and tried to sew it back on, but it didn't take. The man has so many children, and they all have weird names. He's got Exodus, Miguel, Reina, Amir, Morocco, Mikey, Diamato, and Milan. One of the things that's really sad in this book is when he talks about the death of his daughter, Exodus. Exodus was living with her mother, Shelley, at the time, and she died because she somehow got her head wrapped up in one of the safety cords of a treadmill, and her brother Miguel, also Tyson's kid, found her hanging. If there's one word that he uses way too fucking much in this book, well, it's probably coke, but that's the story of his life. But he also repeats over and over and over again, "I never wanted to be a nice guy. I wanted to be a villain. I'm a bad man." He says that over and over and over again. Do I recommend this book? Yeah, it reads a lot like an interview because that's probably what it was. Tyson wrote this book with Larry Sloman, who also worked on Howard Stern's book. It's juicy, and that's why you're reading it, right? You want some shit, you want some dirt, and there is shit and there is dirt in this book, and a ton of coke. I'm gonna leave you with some final words from Mike Tyson. "I have a lot of pain, and I just want to heal, and I'm going to do my best to do just that. One day at a time." I keep almost wiping off my face tattoo. I guess this is why Mike Tyson doesn't have bangs, but his is a real tattoo, and he would never have bangs.